Hey, Rain here. Today is yet again another build showcase, and it's the Coda Motovore. Today I'm going to show you 3 builds. So, let us immediately start. The first build is the Exposure build. The mods I'm using here, we have Condition Overload for melee damage per status type, Prime Reach for range, Blood Rush, and Weeping Wounds for lost status chance and critical chance per con multiplier, Viral damage, attack speed, and critical chance critical damage. And that's it. These are the mods. For the X Weapon Adapter, it's going to be any Tenokai. For the Arcane Melee Exposure, this is the Exposure build. On ability cast, you gain corrosion damage on melee strikes for 25 seconds, stacks up all the way up to 240, which is a lot of increased damage and free corrosion damage. For the passive, we're going to talk about this passive on the final build. For the stats, the element I've chosen, it's going to be Electricity. The stats over here, the attack speed is average, range is average, combo duration is average, follow through is horrible. Riven Dispel isn't half bad. Crit chance, crit damage, attack speed, and you can remove Berserker's Fury for it. Critical chance is good, critical damage is good, stat chance is good, and total damage is good. Overall, the stats are fine. These are the stats, the passive, the mods, the arcane, and now it's time for me to show you the second build. The second build is the Influence build. The mods I'm using here, you're going to remove 2 mods, Prime Fear Strike, Vicious Frost, for Give us an Elementalist for status damage and status chance, and Shocking Touch for electricity. And there you go. These are the mods. For the X Weapon Adapter, it's going to be yet again Tenokai. For the Arcane, it's going to be Melee Influence on the electricity status effect, which we do have right over here and here. 30% chance for elemental status effect to apply to every enemy in 2 meter radius for 18 seconds. This is going to help you out a lot with clear. That's the Arcane. And for the stats, instead of Corrosion Viral, it's going to be pure electricity. There you go, the stats, the passive, the mods, the arcane, and now it's time for me to show you the final build. The final build is the Doughty build. The mods I'm using here, you're going to remove Shocking Touch for Juggler's Barbs. Juggler's Barbs, they give you 440 puncher damage, which is a lot, and you wonder, holy, this gives you so much, why not use it on every build? Well, this only works on this weapon. Because the passive receives 6x physical damage from mods. Physical damage type is slash, puncher, and impact. So all of these mods that give you puncher, impact, and slash will be 6 times higher. And for this build, you're going to use Juggler's Barbs. This gives you puncher and stash chance, and this is mandatory. And there you go. These are the mods. For the X Weapon Adapter, yet again, any Tenokai. For the Arcane Melee Doughty, you gain 1x critical damage for every 10% puncher status effect on your melee weapon. Because puncher is the highest damage type on this build, we're going to have a 12x combo once you cap Weeping Wounds and get Yamanai's elemental attacks. 13x more critical damage, which is a lot of critical damage. The downside is you made puncher the highest damage type, which sucks. You have like raw damage only, and the only way to utilize this build is by using a primer to complement Condition Overload a little bit more. But yeah, that's the arcane and the passive, and the stats, as you can see, instead of electricity, viral, corrosion, it's going to be pure puncher, as you can see right here. And there you go. These are the stats, the passive, the mods, the arcane, and now it's time for me to show you these 3 builds against the units. Alright, let's start. This is the Exposure build. I'm going to spawn level 205, Steel Path, or Melee Dudes. No buffs, armor strip. We're going to spam abilities to get melee exposure stacks. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 240, increased corrosion damage. And now we need to get some combo and stacks. Once you reach 12x combo, this thing chunks. The problem with this weapon and every hammer is going to be the follow through. 40% follow through is god awful. Let me show you again. We do have 12x. I saw a orange crit of 208. Follow through truly sucks. There we go, beautiful. That's the first build. Now for the second one. Influence. There it is. Spawn the exact same dudes. No buffs. We need to get some combo first. We're going to spread electricity into familiar radius thanks to influence. The clear is going to be the best with this build. And there we go. That's the second build. Now for the final one, Doughty. There it is. I'll also use a primer. Happy. Do I have a primer? There it is. Beautiful. Spawn these dudes. We need to get some stacks in combo. At top right, you can see 3.8 critical damage from Doughty. And the more combo you get, the higher the critical damage is going to be. 10, 13, 13.6. That's a lot of critical damage. Even without me priming, it hits extremely hard. Now, if I were to prime, it's going to be even better. Something I will recommend is do not use elemental buffs. If you use elemental buffs, you're going to cut Doughty in half. So only use like multiplicatives, additives, critical chance, critical damage buffs, stuff like that. Do not use elemental buffs. You're just going to butcher the build. And if you're going to use elemental buffs, it's better for you to use exposure build over the Doughty build. But yeah, that's it. Those are 3 builds. Now it's time for me to show you the Doughty build against Steel Path enemies. So, let's go. And we're in. I'm up against the corrupted enemies at the Void, Steel Path of course, Survival Mod, all that stuff. I'm going to show you this build, the Doughty build. We are at 12x. We're going to prime enemies to do a little bit more damage. There we go. I saw 2.1 million crit. Beautiful, beautiful. The Doughty Arcane is truly unique. Sadly, you make Puncher the highest damage type, and Puncher just sucks. It isn't the greatest. And on this weapon, because Puncher is the highest damage type, you also get 1.5 more range, which helps, and in the same time it doesn't, because of the 40% follow-through. Wish the follow-through system was better. There we go. Prime these dudes. You don't really need to use like a secondary to prime. You can use like a Sentinel with Core to prime. That also works. The passive is truly unique. Sadly, the impact one sucks, and the slash one is also whatever. And after the health and armor changes, slash is much weaker. Another thing I will recommend is don't really play in public. If someone gives you like a random elemental status damage, it's going to cut your Doughty in half. So it's better for you to use like exposure build over the Doughty build. And Nourish is the most popular helmet ability. So you're going to have Nourish, and Nourish is just going to give you viral, and when it gives you viral, it's going to cut your freaking Doughty in half, you know. It's kind of annoying. Pew pew pew. Spin, spin, spin. This guy, prime the hell out of this guy. He's dead. Beautiful. These doodlies. I saw 3.4 million this time. It hits really hard. It isn't better as of course, Influence. Because Influence spreads it into enemy radius, so the clear is always going to be better with Influence. But for single target DPSing, if you prime, it's the best one. Swing, swing, swing. Please doodlies, this guy. Goodbye. Some people are going to ask why Galen is Elementalist, because you don't have any status damage. It gives you 120% status chance, which gives you a lot of critical damage from melee Doughty. And if you have a Riven that doesn't give you like elemental damage stuff, you can remove Galen as Elementalist for the Riven. That's something I will recommend. And goodbye doodly. Boop. 3.7 million. Alright, let's wait for the Eki Boy now. Eki Boy is here. Nice. Eximus enemy. Oh, that's not Eximus. Never mind. Alright. prime this guy and start swinging, and goodbye. That's the Eki boy. Buffless. With a primer, that's like enough. But yeah, that's it. I believe you guys seen enough. Time for me to leave, boys. And be right back. And there you go. The Coda Motovore is good. I don't mind the weapon at all. I wish the follow-through was better. But overall, it's a good melee weapon. That's the weapon. Those are the builds. I hope you guys enjoy the builds. Leave a like and sub. And of course, see you all next time. Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye.